Heidi-ho, friends and neighbors. You know, when I was a teenager, I had a whole bunch of aunts, my mother's sisters, and they all home canned. And as you probably well know, canning is a lot of work, so guess who got pressed into service? And as a result, it's an odd thing for a guy to say, but here I am in my, mid-50s, and I've been home canning for decades. There have been a lot of rumors going around about home canning, some changes in home canning, and I thought I would address some of that stuff and see what I could come up with. Now, a company called Jarden makes both ball and cur canning jars, and one of the things that people have been talking about lately is the fact that they've changed their recommendations. They say that you no longer have to simmer the lids before you put them on their jars. I found a video put out by Jarden, and I'll post a link down below. And the thing they say in the video is that they have done a bunch of testing, and that, they've changed the makeup of the seal on their lids several years ago, apparently, and done a whole lot of testing over the years, and finally decided, hey, you just don't have to simmer them. I'm going to go ahead and do that anyhow. Apparently it doesn't hurt the lid if you simmer them, just don't boil them. And, I think if you get your lids up to about 160 degrees for, 15 minutes, you're going to pasteurize them. You're going to get rid of some of the germs and stuff there. And a lot of people are going to make comments down below about how if when you process the lids, the jars, the lids are in there, and they're going to be sterile anyhow. But to me, the better off you start, the more sterile the lids are when they go in the canner, the better your chances are of not having something bad live through the canning process. I recommend you watch the video at the link I'm going to give you from Jarden, because they state several times that they haven't really changed their lids for quite a while. There's nothing about I don't know, the strength, the thickness of the metal or anything mentioned. Apparently a couple of years ago they did remove BPA from their lids, which is probably a good thing. But one of the other rumors that's been floating around, people are starting to notice that the recommendation is that you don't keep home canned goods for longer than a year. In this video, again the link, I think it was somewhere around 6 minutes and 10 seconds or a little after, they talk about that. And what the problem is that, after a while the color and quality and they said color quality and nutritional value begins to deteriorate. One of the things that I do always is to try to keep my home canned goods in a cool, dry place. And there are studies out there, and temperature has a lot to do with how long the nutritional value remains in your stored goods. So try to keep your home canned stuff in a cool place. Our pantry, I've blocked off all the heating vents, and I've even put weather stripping on the door to, at least during the winter, try to keep it as cool as possible. And I don't recommend putting home canned goods into a root cellar, because generally a root cellar is where you want to store stuff like apples and potatoes, carrots, that really like a moist, humid environment, like 95% humidity. And that's not good for canning jars, the lids particularly. And they're going to rust pretty darn quickly, and then you're going to lose your food. So view the video at the link. consider using Tatler lids. There's another brand out there, and if anybody remembers the name of it, I ran across it once before, and they're actually less expensive than Tatler's. I do have quite a few Tattlers myself, and they have their own issues. There's a learning curve there. They don't pop, they don't ping, and you have to be sure that you don't over tighten them before you put them in the canner. Otherwise, they're not going to seal. I've learned that one the hard way. But yeah, consider using Tattlers, or if we come up with it, this other brand of reusable canning lids. I can't remember the name for the life of me, and I thought I would try them out one of these days. So, use common sense. Follow always. Get yourself a blue book or a ball canning book, or look up recipes on the USDA site, but always use a tested recipe. These things are scientifically tested, and it's the only way you're going to ensure your family's safety, and that's one of the things about canning. Botulism is not something to screw around with. So, in the meantime, view the video down below. It should answer a lot of your canning questions about some of the rumors going around, and we'll get through this. Bye now.